All right, let's talk about Eminem's Without Me. If you were alive in 2002, you literally couldn't escape this song. But it's so much more than just a catchy hit. It's a perfect, step-by-step argument. So today, we're going to deconstruct it. We're going to look at the blueprint for how he made himself pop culture's most essential villain.
You know, every great argument starts with a problem. In Eminem, he doesn't waste a single second. The song kicks off and immediately makes you ask, wait, what's missing here? Who's missing?
And boom, there's the answer, right in the chorus. The problem is emptiness. He's painting this picture of pop culture as a super bland, boring party that's gotten way too quiet. The stage is empty, and he's here to crash it. Okay, so if the world feels so empty, what's the solution? Well, the song's first big move is to announce the return of a very specific and apparently a very necessary character.
This is where it gets really interesting. He sets up this fascinating internal conflict. He's not just back, he's saying he's unleashed a monster that even he can't control. The argument is that the public, you, me, the media, we don't want Marshall Mathers, the person. We want Shady, the character. We want the chaos.
And this split is everything to the song. It's the man, Marshall, versus the persona, Shady. And he's being super clear. This isn't about what he wants. It's about what the culture is demanding from him. He's basically just supplying the monster that everybody was asking for.
Okay, so Shady's back on the scene. We get it, but what is he actually here to do? What's his mission? Well, the song lays out a very, very specific job description for him.
And yeah, he doesn't keep us guessing for very long.
And there it is. That's the thesis statement of the whole song. Shady's job is to be a professional pot stirrer. He's not just a rapper. He's positioning himself as this necessary agent of chaos. He's here to inject controversy into a culture that he thinks has gotten way too safe, way too comfortable.
And let's be real about what he means by controversy. He's not just talking about being loud or edgy for the sake of it. The goal is to create a real public fight, right? To poke and to prod until people have no choice but to have an opinion, to react. So if your job is to start fights, how do you actually do it? Well, the song gives us a masterclass. You start by making a hit list.
The logic is actually brutally simple. You can't start a fire in a vacuum. You need some friction. And to get that friction, you need targets. So he just starts taking aim.
And man, is he an equal opportunity offender. He goes after absolutely everyone. We're talking conservative political figures like Lynn Cheney, his own mother, boy band guys, huge rock bands, electronic artists like Moby, and even untouchable music royalty like Prince. Seriously, no one is safe.
But here's the thing. All of this name-calling, it isn't just for shock value. It's actually the setup for the song's real climax, where he turns that weapon of controversy on the one person left to attack, himself.
This is the moment where the entire song pivots. All those disses were just the warm-up act. Now he's getting ready to make his most powerful, most self-aware statement. This is where he stops pointing fingers and finally looks in the mirror. This is the absolute core of his entire argument. He doesn't just claim the throne of controversy, he deconstructs why he's even allowed to sit there. He directly compares himself to Elvis, fully admitting the ugly, complicated history of white artists profiting from black music. It's just a stunning, brutally honest moment of self-implication.
So after a moment of brutal honesty like that, how do you close your case? Where do you even go from there? Well, the song's final act is all about proving why, despite all of that, he is still essential.
Because final point is simple. You just can't replace me. Even after admitting how problematic his own success is, he argues that his role, his specific energy in the culture, is totally unique. It cannot be copied.
And he brings receipts. He points to the phenomenon that he himself started, the 20 million other white rappers that came up right behind him, all trying to copy his formula. But this is his final word, the mic drop. Others can imitate the style, sure, but they can't replace the substance. He's arguing that, when it comes right down to it, the whole cultural scene is just less interesting, that it's fundamentally empty without him in it.
So, there you have it, a complete airtight argument packed into a pop song. He identified a problem, presented himself as the only solution, demonstrated his methods, and defended his unique value, which leaves us with the one question that still hangs in the air decades later: was he right?